Now at 10, a weather watch alert. Here we go again for heavy rain and renewed flooding concerns. How much we get this time coming up.
And communities still in the middle of cleaning up after previous flooding, now facing yet another round of rain. We'll show you how residents got ready. And the second day of the trial of Michelle Troconis now in the books. We'll tell you the focus of today's proceedings and its implication for the rest of the case.
Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, begins with a weather watch alert.
And we begin tonight on a weather watch alert. A rainstorm is moving across the state, putting even more strain on communities still trying to dry out after flooding earlier this week. Thanks for joining us here on the news at 10. I'm Brent Harden. This storm is expected to last into tomorrow morning, bringing heavy winds with it. Streets, rivers, even parts of the coast could flood, depending on rain totals. The city of Norwich has already issued a prepare to evacuate order, urging caution after Tuesday night's storm left the community waterlogged and a dam on the Yantic River nearly burst. Well, Connecticut's news station has team coverage tonight. Emma Wolfhorst is down in Norwich speaking with locals as they get ready for yet another round of rain. But first, let's send things over to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a look at what we're expecting from this storm. Rach.
Another round of wind-driven heavy rain in store. You can see this expansive storm covering so much real estate with snow to the north, severe weather to the south, and heavy rain and gusty winds for us. We are still all dry across the state of Connecticut, but it won't be long before some of these showers that you're seeing showing up on radar start reaching the ground. I think between now and about midnight, we'll start to see that rain begin to develop. And the problem here is that even though we're expecting 1 to 2 inches of rain, which is about half of what we had last time, that rivers and streams are already high and swollen, so it might not take much to kind of push them over the edge. The ground is already saturated too, so there is a flood watch that is in effect. In addition, we could see winds gust up between 35 to 50 miles per hour. That's not enough for widespread or numerous outages, but there could be a few isolated pockets of outages through the state. We're also watching for the potential of minor to moderate coastal flooding. That will peak during the late morning, early afternoon as we head through the day tomorrow. Here's your storm timeline. That rain developing over the course of the next couple of hours. The worst rain and strongest winds will occur after midnight and especially just around daybreak. Then the rain comes to an end between 6 to 9 a.m. But I put that in red because even after the rain ends, rivers can still rise and the coastal flooding will continue to happen as well. We'll take you through the rest of your weekend forecast and a big pattern change too coming up.
Rachel, thank you. So as cleanup continues from Tuesday's storm and with another one on the way, tonight the city of Norwich is issuing a prepare to evacuate notification to all residents, anticipating the Yantic River to reach historic levels overnight and into tomorrow morning. Fox 61's Emma Wolfhorst talked to city officials and residents, and she joins us live now in Norwich with more. Emma.
Good evening, Brent. I'm not sure if you can hear it at all on camera, but if you hear a little bit of rumbling, whooshing in the background behind me here, that's actually water rushing, water from the Yantic River. We're here along the river at Unkus Leap, a waterfall just behind me back here. I know it's hard to see in the dark and with the caution tape here, but as fast as that water is rushing right now, officials are telling me in just a few hours it's going to be moving even faster.
It's called the frantic Yantic for a very good reason.
The Yantic River weaves its way through the city of Norwich, and while it may look calm right now, just 2 days ago it overflowed, submerging parts of the city.
You get 4.5 inches of rain in 6 hours, 8 hours period. The frantic Yantic will fill up really quick.
Just 2 days since the last storm, and another one already on the way.
For the third time this week, we're preparing for yet another storm.
High winds and rain expected overnight Friday into Saturday morning, and officials now worried about power outages.
The high winds, along with the saturated ground that we've seen from all the rain and the recent snow, that can really cause problems with the trees, easily loosening the tree roots in the ground and bringing down limbs and branches onto power lines and equipment, causing the outages.
Eversource and local crews are preparing.
Sadly, we've been through this a few times recently, but we're getting good at it. We've gotten good at it, and we'll be ready to go no matter what.
Friday, Norwich Public Utilities and the city issuing a prepare to evacuate notification, asking residents to be ready and alert.
This is a very, very serious situation, and we would not issue something like that. The city would not, unless it were absolutely necessary. So we want people to take it very seriously.
We always remind customers to have a storm kit ready, and we know, with so many storms recently happening, there could be a little bit of storm fatigue setting in. We really encourage them to take this seriously, though.
Residents like Taylor ready to go, but hoping for the best.
It's just life on the Yantic. You just enjoy it from a distance and stay away.
And rain is expected to start falling down here just before midnight. Officials tonight warning people about that prepare to evacuation notice, saying make sure you have your phone charged, maybe have some cash with you, have extra water, a storm kit prepped and ready to go, and check on your neighbors. But they're hoping for the best here. Reporting live in Norwich, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Emma, thank you. We have breaking news tonight out of New Haven. Fire officials on the scene of a house fire on Winthrop Avenue. This is a live look at the scene. Crews starting to clear out now. The fire chief telling us that the calls came in around 7:50 this evening after flames erupted from the first and second floors. 5 adults and 4 children were home at the time, but thankfully they all made it out safely. Sadly, officials say a cat died in that house fire. The Red Cross is assisting the displaced families, and we're working to get any more information, and we'll bring it to you when it becomes available. Also, a tragic morning in East Lyme. Officials there say 2 people were killed in a house fire this morning. It happened on Willen Lane near I-95. First responders say the fire started just after 8 a.m. and someone driving by saw the flames and reported it. The street quickly filled with fire engines from at least 10 departments, plus police officers and state investigators. The fire chief says they brought in a tanker task force to shuttle water to the scene since there are no hydrants nearby.
We have a 30,000-gallon fire pool about 4,000 to 5,000 feet away. So we started the tankers and we started dropping hose all the way down there so that we could get water both ways.
Police have identified one of the people killed as 95-year-old Meryl Lozanoff. Still no word on the name of the other victim. Investigators say the fire seemed to be focused in the main living area, and at this time it does not appear that any other people or animals were in the house when the fire started. A former alderman and one-time Republican candidate for mayor in the city of Derby, Gino DiGiovanni, has pleaded guilty to entering the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. DiGiovanni admits he was there that day but denies any wrongdoing. He pleaded guilty to entering and staying on restricted grounds. DiGiovanni is seen on surveillance video getting past barriers outside the Capitol, passing police and heading inside. He faces up to a year in prison and a $100,000 fine. The world is watching as the first trial gets underway in the death of Jennifer Farber Dulos, the New Canaan mother of 5 who went missing in May of 2019. The person now on trial, Michelle Troconis, the once girlfriend of Fotis Dulos. Troconis faces charges of conspiracy to commit murder and more. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc has a breakdown of day 2.
The second day of trial here at the courthouse actually involved a lot of time spent outside of the courtroom for the jury, as the defense was objecting to testimony he doesn't believe should be allowed.
This is the northernmost garage bay evidentiary zones A, B, and C.
Day 2 of the Michelle Troconis trial, and once again, prosecutors turn their attention to the garage of Jennifer Dulos' New Canaan home. It's where investigators say they found what looked like blood on Jennifer's Range Rover and on the floor. But before the state could call its next witness, a former state police sergeant, Troconis' defense attorney, John Schoenhorn, interjected.
It's this prejudicial notion that we have to get into either hearsay or worse, junk science as a basis, which the Supreme Court has said easily confuses the jury.
The court taking a long afternoon break to go over case law as the judge decides how to move forward.
He's going to testify, it looked like blood to me.
Yes.
Schoenhorn speaking with reporters outside of court. He says the sergeant may testify about using a specific technique that Schoenhorn calls junk science to identify blood in Dulos' garage.
What you have to understand is the Supreme Court of Connecticut has said is that chemical is so unreliable that it has no value to put it into a case.
At a later date, Schoenhorn says a lab technician will be coming in who he believes will back his theory up. But back in the courtroom, jurors spent the majority of the afternoon in another room as the state and the defense went back and forth on similar issues.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know this becomes somewhat inconvenient.
Meanwhile, reporters asking about the one name jurors haven't heard in the courtroom just yet, the defendant herself.
This isn't like Law & Order or CSI where the case wraps up in an hour, right? During jury selection, we were very clear that it's going to take a long time.
Now, ultimately, the judge denied the defense's motion to suppress that testimony we're talking about here, but the judge says he does need some more time to think about the nitty-gritty of the entire thing. Now, as for when this trial will resume, there's no court on Monday because it's a federal holiday, and with a potential storm on Tuesday, they're not sure if it'll resume then either, but we will let you know, and we'll be there. We're in Stamford. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Julia. And coming up later this hour, we'll talk to criminal defense attorney Jim Bergen of Shipman and Goodwin for his analysis of day 2 of the Michelle Troconis trial. A Hartford man will spend at least 6.5 years in prison after pleading guilty to manslaughter charges. Those charges in connection to a fatal crash on New Britain and Fairfield Avenues back in the summer of 2022. Police say Melvin Castro was traveling more than 80 miles per hour and failed to stop at a red light, crashing into 33-year-old Jamal Randolph McCall. Castro was also found to be 2 times over the legal blood alcohol limit at the time of the crash. He will serve 3 years of probation upon release.